So now the Tibetans would say this is a really good thing, because right at the beginning of doing a project, you experience some kind of obstacle, and then they would think that, oh, now all the obstacles for this virtuous undertaking are now purified. So we can think it that way. All right. So anyway, hello and welcome to everyone. And thank you, all of you, for tuning in for this group practice session. As many of you know, the COVID crisis is continuing to ravage many parts of the world, including India, where a lot of us are, and then also in many of the countries where I think you're residing. There's a lot of problems, both directly from the people getting sick, and then also the economic problems brought on by the lockdown over the past year. And in general, the kind of stress and strife that even if we're not sick, even if we haven't lost our job, then many of us are having to care for loved ones that are sick. Many of us have loved ones that have died, and yeah, it's quite heavy time in the world. And so we've conceived of these sessions to give all of us something virtuous to do, rather than just sit in our room and doom scroll. I learned that word recently, doom scrolling, keep looking at the news and getting more and more stuff. So we also then fought to do this group Tara practice, first and foremost because His Holiness the Dalai Lama has recommended that the Tara practice to be done to help quell the effects of the coronavirus. But more broadly speaking, the Tara practice is highly praised as a practice you can do for anything. So whether it be for the ultimate goals of liberation and enlightenment, or even for the more mundane goals, as it says in the Tara Tantra itself, that even those who want wealth, if you pray to Tara, you'll get wealth. Even those who want a child, if you pray to Tara, you will get a child. So all the wishes, both mundane and super mundane, will come very easily by doing the Tara practice. That being said, we should, at the beginning of our sessions, always try to set the highest motivation, and that is to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So now, many of us, I see a lot of familiar faces, and we often say these words at the beginning of the session, but it's very helpful to understand more in detail why we actually want enlightenment. And so it's important to just reflect on that for a little bit. And so here, though we say, we have compassion for sentient beings, we want sentient beings to be free from suffering, then actually if we want sentient beings to be free from suffering, they have to become free of the causes of suffering. And the cause of suffering actually is the ignorance that grasps onto true existence. And then once that ignorance is operating within a sentient being, then they're going to accumulate karma. And then by this factors of karma and the delusions, then one takes rebirth again and again within samsara. And that's actually what the definition of samsara is, this process of uncontrolled rebirth due to the karma and afflictions. And as many of you know, then once we are born in samsara, one way to think of it is, once we have this type of body that has been projected by karma and afflictions, then we're bound to get sick, we're bound to get old, we're bound to die. And all of these other sufferings that we experience in samsara has basically come on because we have been born with this type of body, that is under the control of karma and afflictions. So whether we want to be free from suffering ourselves, or if we want others to be free from suffering, then we need to generate the antidote to the root of samsara, this ignorance grasping onto true existence. And the direct antidote to that is the wisdom directly realizing emptiness. So actually, when we talk about Tara, or the liberator, on the ultimate level, Tara is this mind that directly realizes emptiness. You understand? Only that has the power to liberate either ourselves or others from suffering. So when we're doing this Tara practice, we're actually trying to, become Tara ourselves, right? Which means we're trying to develop this mind that directly realizes emptiness within our own continuum. Okay. So anyway, in subsequent weeks, we'll get into this in more detail. But just now, in a brief way, think that we're here on this occasion so that we can quickly generate and become the Tara, the liberator, so we can lead all other sentient beings to that enlightened state as well. Okay. All right. So now, some of you have downloaded the sadhana, but maybe some of you had problems with your credit card or something. So I'm going to do a share screen, I hope. Okay. And we'll continue the session like that. Oh, okay. So can you see the actual practice?
We can, Venerable, but we can't see your face.
Well, then you get the best of both worlds. Okay. All right. So here, many of you will know this prayer because it's actually very similar to, I think it's just another translation of the first prayer in the Transforming a Suffering Life into Happiness, which Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he compiled these various verses for us to reflect on at the beginning of our day. So there's actually this first Lamrim prayer is from Doje Chang Losang Jimpa. And when we say glance meditation on the graduated path, I think many of you know the Lamrim teachings. So this just is going through in a brief way all those various stages. So here, please recite out loud. But as we do that, then try to generate some sense of the meaning in your heart and have it affect you. And since we are doing this practice for all sentient beings, then it's very good to, at the beginning, also visualize all the sentient beings in the space around us. And as we engage in the practice, all of the sentient beings are engaging in the practice with us. Okay. So we can visualize right now the field of refuge, or the merit field. And so maybe it's good to visualize our guru and aspect of Shakyamuni Buddha in the space in front of us, about 2 meters in front of us at the level of our forehead. And our guru is smiling at us. our Guru is very happy that we are now coming together to do something for sentient beings, to meditate and transform our minds. Okay. I take refuge in the Holy Guru, essence of all Buddhas, original grantor of all holy teachings and Lord of all supreme beings. Please, Guru Buddhas, bestow on me the ability to unify my mind with the Dharma and be successful in practicing Dharma in order to achieve the graduated path. May no hindrances occur while achieving this path. Please bless me to realize that I've received the perfect human rebirth, which is highly meaningful. For many reasons difficult to obtain, but perishable, transient, and fragile, decaying in the shortest moment because of its changeable nature. Thus, my death is definite, but its actual time is most indefinite. And after death, I am far more likely to be reborn in the lower, suffering realms, having created infinitely more negative than positive karma in this life and all previous lives. Please bless me to comprehend how incredibly unendurable is the suffering of the lower realms, that I may take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha with all my heart and realize the evolution of karma in all its profundity, that I might perform only virtuous actions and abandon all negative creations. So, this is very, very important to reflect on. Someone, they just asked me, I think they saw the announcement of this session, and they were saying that, it seems that, all the prayers that we've been doing for India, have they really been working? Because now we see India, totally plunge into, an even worse and dire situation. But you see here, it's very important to realize that, it's not just the prayers that we do, but if we don't want suffering, then the fundamental first practice, the practice of the person of, initial capacity, is to abandon these negative karma, because we know that actually from the karma of killing other sentient beings, we ourselves will be killed. We ourselves will experience war, crop failures, illnesses, all these things that are, unconducive to having a long life. So, we can do all the sort of, prayers that we want, but if we don't do this fundamental practice of abandoning non-virtue, then, certainly we're going to experience suffering. So here, not only us, but those of us in India, then as much as we can to encourage people also to, don't kill that mosquito, don't kill that cockroach, try to, catch that roach and just, put it outside without killing it. Even these things, have a tremendous impact. By practicing in this way, I'll be reborn in the upper realms, but will still have to experience unlimited samsaric suffering because of uncontrolled delusion and karma. Please bless me to realize fully the evolution of samsara, from uncontrolled rebirth to death to rebirth, and to follow day and night the three higher trainings of the path: higher conduct, higher concentration, and higher wisdom, which are the main methods to release me from samsara. So here, the higher wisdom is that wisdom we were talking about at the beginning, the wisdom that realizes the ultimate nature of reality, the wisdom realizing shunyata. So that's the one we need to generate within our own minds. But not just generating some conceptual wisdom, but the direct wisdom that realizes it. And for that, we need to have this mind of concentration, the calm abiding mind, so we can generate this union of calm abiding and special insight. And then to generate that, then we need the foundation of, here it says higher conduct, but actually it's the training in ethical discipline, the 3 higher trainings. Okay. But as each sentient being has been my mother, and as most of them are in extreme suffering, please bless me to bring success to all by renouncing the perfect happiness of self and practicing the Bodhisattva's deeds of the 6 perfections, with a Bodhisattva's mind of exchanging self with others on the basis of equanimity meditation. Thus, I shall have no sorrow in experiencing the samsaric suffering of all other sentient beings, for no matter how long, having trained my mind in the general path. So, this mind that we were talking about just in the previous one, of attaining our own state of liberation. Actually, here now, when we talk about the Mahayana, even our own attainment of liberation is not seen as such a big deal. So we renounce the perfect happiness of the self-liberation and instead turn our minds to generate the mind of bodhicitta, which very willingly takes on the suffering of all sentient beings and vows to strive to liberate all the sentient beings for no matter how long it takes. As His Holiness often quotes Shantideva, for as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Please bless me to follow the quick Vajrayana teachings by feeling sentient beings suffering very unimaginably unbearable for even the shortest moment as my own, and to achieve the enlightenment of Shakyamuni Buddha immediately at this very moment by keeping my ordinations and the instructions of the Guru with the best and highest care in life for the sole purpose of enlightening all sentient beings. So here, again, very important to always emphasize, we do talk about the Vajrayana being the quick path, that, even in one lifetime, one short life of the degenerate time, we can achieve enlightenment. But our motivation for achieving enlightenment as quickly as possible isn't because we would feel that, our own suffering, even if we had to do that for immeasurable eons, we don't want to experience that suffering ourselves, but rather thinking that every moment that goes by when we're not enlightened, we are not working to the best possible way to liberate sentient beings from their own suffering. And in that sense, each moment that goes by when we're not enlightened, then the countless other sentient beings are drowning in the ocean of samsaric suffering. So we want to achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible, because then and only then we'll be able to work perfectly for their benefit. So even this thought of wanting to achieve enlightenment quickly is born out of compassion for sentient beings. Okay? So now here you can think, for this reason, so I can achieve enlightenment as quickly as possible in this very lifetime, I'm now going to do this practice of green Tara. Okay, so now we visualize above the crown of my head, I visualize a lotus and moon disk. Upon these is the great treasure of compassion, Aryatara, mother of all enlightened beings, who is oneness with my kind root Guru. My Guru is seated in the full lotus position with a transparent bubble, within a transparent bubble of rainbow colored light, is pink in complexion and wears saffron robes and a pandit's hat. His right hand is at his heart in the gesture of teaching the Dharma and holds a vajra and stem of a white lotus that blooms beside his right ear. His left rests on his hip, holding a bell and the stem of another white lotus that blooms beside his left ear. So, this gesture of teaching the Dharma. So, if you know, like the OK sign, that OK sign at the heart, and then the right hand is like that, and the left hand at the hip, holding the bell. Okay. So visualize your guru in that aspect. And then at my guru's heart is Aryatara in female aspect, green in color, and seated in the dancing posture within a rainbow bubble. Her left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Her left hand is at her heart in the mudra of symbolizing the triple gem and holding the stem of a blue Pali flower. Her right hand extended over her right knee is in the mudra of granting sublime realization. She is beautifully adorned with jeweled ornaments and scarves. At her 3 places bears the syllable Om. At her heart is a lotus and moon seat on which stands a radiant green syllable Tam. Rays of light radiate in all 10 directions from the Tam and invoke all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They're all absorbed into Aryatara and become one. Okay. So just take a moment to clarify that visualization. And now make the heartfelt prayer to your guru. Please remain above my head until I receive enlightenment. Okay, so now refuge in bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merit from giving and the perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Okay, so now we'll do the 7 limb prayer. Many of you know already. And also, I'm going to now light incense, okay? So I'm lighting 2 sticks of incense, which I've recently heard Lama Zopa Rinpoche emphasize that, when we offer incense, it should be 2 sticks. Well, of course, more is okay. But, these then represent the Dharmakaya and the Rupakaya, the form body of the Buddha, and the, how do you say, truth body of the Buddha. Okay. And so here in the session, when we do the 7 limb prayer, most of you know this first limb is that of prostration. So I actually thought it would be good to jump down and we can do the praise to the 21 Taras. Okay. So, just so you know, we just got a message from the Gelugpa committee. And it said that it was asking all the Gelugpa monks to recite these 21 Tara praises for an hour every day. So, okay. So many of you know these praises. We're going to chant in Tibetan. So there is the phonetics there. And actually, I'm in the process of making some videos, some advertising, huh? I'm making some videos with the Tibetan chanting so that hopefully, if you haven't already, you can start to do this as a daily practice. And very soon, you'll have these 21 Tara praises memorized in Tibetan. You know, wouldn't that be nice? Okay. But anyway, here we won't do for an hour. We'll just do one time through. So first we have these invocation verses. Okay. O Potalai ne cho ne tamye jangku le chushin reba megi ulagen dusun sange chile ma joma ko che she su so la da la men che bengi shabdi pemo la te de pompa gun le jose ma joma yo la chan se lo onje tsuma pama joma la cha se lo cha se joma nyoma pamo cheni keje lo dan drama jiden sun de sheki sheki kesa jewa leni chuma cha se dunke dawa kundu kawa gyane jebe shama kama toda soba nangi ratu jebe yara bam cha se sengu cheni keki peme chane namba gyama Chimba Suda Gadu Jiva, Supa Sindin Juni, Chase Dishi Sepi Sudo, Tae Namba Geva Chum, Malu Baru Chimba Tobe, Gewe Seki Shindu Dam, Chase Dudara Hui, Dudan Jota Nanka Kam, Jiden Dumbo Shagi Nente, Lupa Meba Kubanu, Chase Gaje Mela Samba, Luna Nazo Wanche Jam, Chumbo Roland Disananda, Nuche Soki Dunitem, Chache Cheche Chadan Pegi, Paro Dugora to Jom, Yega Yega Shaki Nente, Mepa Gruba Shinuban, Chase Dureje Bajembo, Dugi Bawana Bajom, Chuki Shani Tone Denzi, Kawo Mayan Sama, Chache Dunga Chage, Soma Dogana Bagam, Malu Chogi Golo Jembe, Rangi Yogi Sonatu, Chasera Dunga Wenji, Yogi Yogi Jawabam, Sheba Raja Dudara, Duda Jide Wanduzam, Chasa Sashi Kyome Sona, Tashi Gubanu Manim, Tone Yawa Yigi Hungi, Pompa Tajana Bajam, Chasa Dawe Dumungan, Gampa Tanji Shinubana, Rebe Tubalu Pamene, Papa Shindu Razam, Chasa Gebe Dame Medan, Pawe Jeme Yonanim, Yekun Yekun Kone Gorge, Chai Pune Namba Jom, Chasa Sajin La Jagi, Teki Sheki Shaki Dom, Tone Junzi Yigi Hungi, Rimpa Domba Nani Gam, Chasa Dama Gama Shima, Nayin De Yuji Soa Yama Yama Dembe, Deva Jama Jamanim, Chasa Gune Goragawe, Chai Lune Namba Gam, Yige Shebe Nai Kebe, Repa Hune Jomani, Chase Ture Jane Nabe, Hunge Nabe Zabenim, Rira Mandara Rambeji, Jiden Sue Yoanim, Chasa Lai Zoe Nabe, Rira Dajananam, Tara Nige Yege, Duna Manu Banizam, Chasa Lai Zonan Yabo, Lada Mijam, Kone Goja Gawa Jigi, Sura Milang Basam, Chasa Nima Dawa Gebe, Cheni Polavera Sam, Harani Judarai, Shinder Takborin Sam, Chaze Dini Sunanke, Shivi the Diana Dam, Duna Munin Jenson, Joba to the Rajonim, Sawang Angi Tabadi, Dan Chaze Wani Susachi. Okay. So here in the book, we have this abbreviated version. So it says here, right, this abbreviation in the single verse of the praises of the 21 Taras was given directly from Aryatara by the great teacher, Joe Atisha, for the swift collection of meritorious energy. So actually, the story goes that once Joe Atisha, who many of you know, was very instrumental in reestablishing the Dharma in Tibet. So Atisha was a great Indian master, and then brought the teachings, reinvigorated them after they had declined. And at one point, Joe Atisha became very ill, and he would have visions of Aryatara. It was actually Aryatara that told him, encouraged him to go to Tibet, because it would bring such benefit to sentient beings and the teachings of Buddha. So then when he had fallen ill, Aryatara said, oh, you should recite those praises to, the 21 Taras 10,000 times a day. Okay. So what we just did, he was told, recite that 10,000 times every day. Okay. So, it probably took us about 3 minutes. So then just doing the math, Atisha said, I don't think that's possible. Is there something else I can do? So Aryatara, out of her compassion, then gave Atisha this abbreviated version in one verse. So, I think it's very good if we can't do the long praise, then to at least do this one. And actually, the first video that we're making is actually this abbreviated version 108 times. So it's relatively manageable. And it is said that even reciting this, verse has the same benefit as reciting the entire praises to 21 Taras. So please, let's try. That being said, in this version, there's actually, in my estimation, there are some errors. So I consulted the original Tibetan text, and it's a little bit different from what is seen here. So I'm now going to switch to that version. Okay. And I think let's just do 7 of these together. Okay. So I don't know if any of you know Tibetan, but we have the Tibetan on top and then the phonetics there. Onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu onje tsuma pamajomala cha selo cha cha joma dare ba mo tu dare jikun sama tunindu namba jite ma so ai ke charara tu. And there's the translation. Okay, so in any case, we did it now during the limb of prostration. And, when you're doing this in your daily practice, you can also do, get up and do full length prostrations to the 21 Taras. You can also just, do full length prostrations as you recite this one verse. So the sky's the limit. Okay. So now we'll go back to the rest of the 7-ling prayer. I offer all offerings, both real and imagined. So here we can visualize offering all of the offerings you've set out in your own individual altars, all of the offerings at all the other FPMT centers, all the students' homes, and then all the imagined offerings. We can visualize, the whole universe filled with everything that's pleasing. And particularly, I think many of you know from the Medicine Buddha practice, Medicine Buddha is holding in his right hand the aurora plant, right, which is a very powerful medicine. So we can also visualize that we're offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas this aurora, the very precious medicine. All sins and offenses and my sins beginning this time, I confess. So we can think of all the negative karma that we've accumulated since beginning this time. The 10 non-virtues, the 5 uninterrupted negative karmas, all the broken vows, all the degenerate samaya. I rejoice in all the virtuous actions of holy and ordinary beings. So here, we can think of all the virtue that we've accumulated ourselves, have accumulated in the past, are accumulating in the present, and will accumulate in the future. And then here, ordinary beings, means other beings like myself who don't have a direct realization of emptiness. Nonetheless, so many beings are doing virtue all the time, and especially if you can think of all the courageous work being done by those nurses, doctors, all the people helping the sick, putting their own very lives on the line, risking infection themselves. Then, of course, all the other, those who are studying Dharma, practicing Dharma in various ways. And then the holy beings are those who have the direct realization of emptiness. So rejoicing in all of the amazing accomplishments and merit that they have done and are doing and will do. Particularly these bodhisattvas who dedicate all of their actions, their entire lives for the benefit of others. And then, of course, the Buddhas who have completely traversed the path to enlightenment and therefore are able to spontaneously offer the utmost benefit to all sentient beings exactly according to sentient beings' needs and dispositions. So just think how wonderful it is that all these types of beings are benefiting the world, have benefited the world, and will continue to benefit. All gurus and Buddhas, please remain until samsara ends. So we can visualize offering our guru a throne with a crossed vajra on it and requesting him to not show the aspect of passing away, but to continue to remain until samsara ends. And turn the wheel of Dharma for the sentient beings. So then we can visualize offering the golden Dhamma chakra, and not just one, but countless, to our guru. All my virtues and those of all others I dedicate to the great enlightenment. Okay, and so now mandala offerings. So many of you know already, but just to give a little introduction. So basically the mandala offering, we have the outer mandala offering, which is basically everything that is beautiful in the world. So this, conception of Mount Meru, 4 continents, sun and moon, basically that just means the entire universe. So we visualize the entire universe as a Buddha field, means a Pure Land of the Buddha, and we offer that. So many of you know the story from Ashoka in his past life, Emperor Ashoka, actually offered dirt to the Buddha, but visualized that dirt as gold dust, and then got the merit of actually having offered the real gold dust to the Buddha, and therefore was able to be born as a great and powerful emperor. And he did many works to expand and preserve the Buddha Dharma. Okay. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, four continents, sun and the moon. I imagine this is a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. And so now the inner mandala, the objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends and any strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss after this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the three poisons. So then just think that you're offering not just one mandala, but countless mandalas on every atom in the whole universe. Think that there's actually a replica of the entire universe. Visualize as a pure light. And remember, all the sentient beings we visualize in the space around us, they're also offering these mandalas. And therefore are going to create the extensive merit that's needed for success, for happiness, for long life, for them to get the medicine, for them to get the medical attention they need. Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kam Niratayami. Okay. So now we make a request. Please bless me to purify all obscurations of my body so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So think now that the Guru, accepts our request. And then having accepted our request, white light emanates from the Om at Arya Tara's brow and curves in an arc to enter my brow. My body is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra body. So just take a moment to visualize and do that meditation. Next, please bless me to purify all obscurations of my speech so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Now visualize that red light emanates from the Ah at Arya Tara's throat and curves in an arc to enter my throat. My speech is completely purified of all obscurations and become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra speech. Okay, next, please bless me to purify all obscurations of my mind so that it will become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. Then blue light emanates from the womb at Arya Tara's heart and curves in an arc to enter my heart. My mind is purified of all obscurations and becomes one in essence with Guru Tara's holy Vajra mind. So meditate on that. Please bless me to purify all delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience, so that my body, speech, and mind will become one with Guru Tara's holy body, speech, and mind. So now we visualize 3 colored beams emanating simultaneously from the Om, Ah, and Hum syllables, curving in an arc and entering my 3 places, right? So the crown, the throat, and the heart. And these completely purify all my delusions and subtle obscurations to omniscience. My body, speech, and mind become one in essence with Guru Tara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind. Okay, so now my root Guru dissolves into Aryatara, who melts into green light, which flows into me. All right, so remember Aryatara was at our root Guru's heart. So the Guru dissolves into Aryatara, and then that goes into green light, and that dissolves into us. Then instantly my wrong conception that I and other phenomena are self-existent, together with my dualistic mind and its views, disappear, becoming completely empty. Not even a trace of them remains. I concentrate one-pointedly in this empty state with a wisdom that is indistinguishably one with Guru Tara's blissful omniscient mind. So just here, to the best of your ability, try to recollect your best understanding of Shunyata, the ultimate nature of reality. And then this mind of yours that is realizing emptiness, then it is completely blissful. This is the omniscient mind of Guru Tara. Then out of that emptiness, my wisdom manifests instantly as Aryatara's holy body. Okay, so I should say this. So now, if you have not had the requisite initiation to visualize yourself as a deity, then again, just visualize Aryatara in the space in front of you. Okay, so don't do this. Don't visualize yourself as Aryatara, but the rest of you who have had the requisite initiation, then you can visualize yourself. Means your wisdom realizing emptiness as Aryatara. Okay, so whether it is you manifested and clarified as a deity or Aryatara in the space in front, at Aryatara's heart is another lotus and moon, upon which in the center stands the syllable Tam, surrounded by, in a clockwise direction, by the syllables of the mantra Om Tari Tutari Turi Soha. The Tam and the mantra are manifestations of Guru Tara's holy mind, with which my mind is totally united. Green light radiates from all the letters, spreading in every direction. It purifies the negative comments, gross delusion, and subtle obscurations to omniscience of all sentient beings who become Tara. Okay, so actually, I'm looking at the time. We're almost out of time. So see these next 3 paragraphs, okay? We're going to we can do these visualizations as we recite the mantra, okay? So as we recite the mantra, maybe we'll do 1 mala with the first visualization and then cycle through the other two. Okay. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so. So we're going to recite quietly. So just kind of mouth it, barely audible to yourself. And as you recite the mantra, then think that from the heart of Aryatara, these green light radiates out and purifies all the negative karma, as well as all the sicknesses, all the gross delusions, and the subtle obscurations to omniscience of all the sentient beings. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so. Om tari tu tari turi so ha. So now just take a second to now concentrate on the fact that now all the sentient beings are completely purified and they've now become enlightened in the aspect of Tara. And you can rejoice. Okay. So next we'll do another round of the mantra, and then we'll do this visualization that again light radiates, bearing manifold offerings to the six transcendental senses of all the Buddhas and sentient beings who have become Tara. Okay. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari. So again, these lights radiating from the heart. You can think that at the tip of each of these light rays, you can think of offering goddesses holding the offerings, and then the Buddhas receive these offerings and experience great bliss. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om tari tu tari turi so ha. Then last, think the enlightened beings are extremely pleased and showered down the superlative qualities of Buddhatara's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind, the omniscient wisdom, the supreme power and infinite compassion, in the form of a great shower of light rays. As I recite the mantra, I absorb and am blessed by this rain. Okay? So bear that visualization in mind as we recite one last time, one last round. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om tari tu tari turi so, om tari. Om Tari Sudai Turi Son Tari Dai. Om Tari Tutari Ture Soha. And so now rest in this awareness that now all of those qualities of the Buddha's holy body, holy speech, and holy mind, have absorbed into you. And so just rest in that feeling of purity. It's very important. Many of us might have reflected about our lives thus far, and maybe we've come to think about all the things we've done wrong, all the things we regret, and it can lead into a sense of doubting ourselves, beating ourselves up. So now this practice, we try to apply an antidote to that by resting in this purity. Okay. So, I have 1 minute left. Let's do this brief dedication, and then there's some other dedications that I want to do. So here, when we do the dedication, it's important to note that it's not just dedicating the merit that we've accumulated today, but rather all the merit, not only accumulated by ourselves, but all the numberless sentient beings, the numberless Buddhas, and then not just today, but all the merit accumulated in the past that is being accumulated in the present and will be accumulated in the future. So all that merit combined together, we dedicate that. May I quickly become Guru Arya Tara and lead each and every sentient being into her enlightened state because of these merits. And may the Supreme Jewel Bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow. And may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Oops. So, okay. So, we have some more dedications. And we had said, oops. Okay, I'm back. We have some more dedications, and we said that if you have any family members or loved ones, people you know that are sick or who have recently died, you can submit those names to the Root Institute email. So due to all the 3-time merit accumulated by ourselves, as well as the 3-time merit accumulated by the numberless sentient beings and numberless Buddhas, we dedicate for the long life, good health, and fulfillment of the holy wishes of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Ganden Tri Rinpoche, Ken Rinpoche, Geshe Chini, and Kansa Rinpoche, and for the long and healthy lives of all of our Dharma teachers, including Geshe Sherab, Geshe Dorje Damdul, Venerable Sangye Khandro, Venerable Olivier Rossi, Venerable Tenzin Nanzhong, Venerable Robina Curtin, Venerable Tenzin Gache, Venerable Tuten Khandro, and Venerable Tenzin Lexo, and the quick enlightenment of all of Root Institute, kind benefactors. And then we also dedicate all this merit, as well as all the 3-time merit accumulated by numberless sentient beings and numberless Buddhas, for all those who are sick and have health issues, including Isobel Tate, Sukendu Sheet, who is COVID positive, Simmer's mother, Rishi Majumder, Sumit Dut Majumder, okay, Sudov Wit Sengupta, Ratna Sengupta, Bharati Sengupta, Karuna Sindhu Mitra, Veena Chabra, Yudhishthir Chaba Pragya Tiwari, Barbara Chandrasekhar, and Anisha, who are COVID positive, Kulin Yajnik, Dr. Sapan Pandya, Bangara Swami VP, Janavi, Shantala, Tame Gauda, S. Nalini, Veda Valini, Jayashri, Prema, Hema Malini, Anna Paula Faria, as well as the Kopan Monastery monks and nuns, as well as Beverly Bird, okay, who has cancer. And we also dedicate, so you know the Shantideva verse, right? So whatever diseases are in the world, may all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world may never occur again. Okay. And then we also dedicate for those who recently passed away, Dr. Duarte Barreto, Naresh Mathur, Ladaki Lama, Love Prin Kaur, Madhubala Baxi, Alfonso Iglesias, Etienne Stalines, Mr. Karun Kumar Chaudhry, and all those sentient beings who recently died, may they quickly be reborn in the Pure Land where they can achieve enlightenment. Otherwise, may they be born with a perfect human rebirth and actualize the Dharma, having met with a perfect Guru and the Mahayana teachings. And that also includes everyone who's died from COVID. And then for all the Dharma projects, including Root Institute, Tushita Meditation Center, Tushita Mahayana Meditation Center, Sarah Ayama House, and Chukro Samling. So that's all the FPMT projects in India, and more broadly speaking, all the FPMT projects in the rest of the world. And may the Holy Dharma be reestablished in its land of origin, India. Okay. So thank you very much. We went a little bit turbo at the end, but yeah, it's important to give a little bit of those instructions, especially in our first session. So by all means, don't just wait until next Sunday to do this practice. You can do it every day. And please do what you can to benefit sentient beings, whether it be doing these practices and dedicating for them, or equally importantly, is to help sentient beings in our daily lives. So even small things that we can do to benefit others, we can and should do. Okay, so thank you very much. And it's very wonderful to see all of you.
Thank you.
Amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Venerable.
Shila.
Thank you, Shantila.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Venerable.
Bella.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
all
much.
of you. Good luck and take care. And please join our other programs, Root Institute programs. And also we have the same session next Sunday at the same time. And we'll keep having them every Sunday. Take care.
Thank you.